ቴክኖሎጂካል ኮሌጅ ተማሪዎች በጋራ በመሆን
This is OBN, Voice for the People. I'm Norkali with the news. Vice President of the Oromia Regional State, Shimalis Abdisa, accompanied by UK Secretary of State for International Development, Alok Sharma, visited Eastern Industrial Zone in Dukam Town of Oromia State. The two visited Unilever Ethiopia production site in the industry zone. Unilever, the world's second biggest consumer products manufacturer, entered the Ethiopian market in 2016. Thomas Mulatu had the story.
A delegation led by the Vice President of Oromia Regional State, Shimalis Abdisa, and Secretary of State for International Development of UK, Alok Sharma, has visited a Unilever Ethiopia factory in Eastern Industry Zone at Dukam Town. Unilever Ethiopia is owned by British investor and producing soap and sanitation detergents. Vice President of Oromia Regional State Government, Shimalis Abdisa, on the event said that Ethiopia and UK have a long-time relationship and the work is undertaken by Unilever Ethiopia is exemplary.
Ayoni waligala dawana kana motumani United Kingdom biya Kenya kesatti.
The main objective of this visit is to encourage the factory for its exemplary work. As we know, UK have undertaken vast projects and they are stand by the side of the government through contributing their share in the reforms of the country. UK investors are discharging their social responsibility through producing quality products and managing human labor properly.
Shimalis added that there are high demand of investments, therefore, through participating various investors, the regional government will play its role.
Investment in Barbana, carra hojiumu Barbana, technology fidu Barbana, capital fidu Barbana.
We want investment, job creation and technology transfer. To do this, the regional government is highly responsible to benefit our people. We will create conducive environment. So we are working in a special way on this.
Secretary of State for International Development of UK, Alok Sharma, for his part highlighted that his country will strengthen the bilateral relation with Ethiopia. Emphasized that Unilever soap factory is working on female job creation through encouraging them.
It's been great to go and view the factory here. The President and I have talked about the value of inward private investment. I've been really excited to see the work that my department has been doing with Unilever in terms of female economic empowerment, ladies getting jobs, working, supporting themselves and their families. And my message is going to be very clear when I meet the President tomorrow, President Abiy, and also the Finance Minister, is that we want to continue to have a close relationship between our two countries, which will be good for bilateral trade, which will be good for bilateral investment, and we will continue through my department to support our programs in Ethiopia.
Mayor of Dukam Town, Tashoma Girma, underscored that there are huge potential of investment in the town and works are well in progress to exhaustively create jobs for the youth of the town. The delegation have planted 3 seedlings in Dukam Town of Oromia Regional State.
Alok Sharma was born in India at Agra, and at the age of 5 he went to England, Reading, and studied there and got his BSc in physics with electronics in 1988, and was Minister of Housing for Britain and also Minister of Employment. And recently, on 24th of July 2019, he became this Secretary of International Development for the nation. Ethiopia has expressed its keenness to forge relations with Seychelles in trade and tourism and explore other new avenues of cooperation spheres. Oluma Baina has more.
Ethiopia has expressed its keenness to forge relations with Seychelles in trade and tourism and explore the new avenue of cooperation spheres. This was discussed while the Ethiopian ambassador to Seychelles, Mallas Alam, presented his credential to President Dani Four. The discussions they held focused on areas such as air connectivity, tourism and trade, as well as potential areas of cooperation like cargo shipping lines or facilitate investment and transportation by sea. Ethiopia's ambassador Mallas stated that both countries countries have their own comparative advantage. Notably, Ethiopia is one of the oldest countries of the world. Historically, attractions are so immense. Quote, so, if we bring the comparative advantage of the countries into one, they can really change the lives of our people. Furthermore, he noted that no matter what kind of strong relations the two countries may enjoy, the relations will not live on unless the relationship benefits do not trickle down to the people. President Faure expressed his wish that the bilateral ties established between Seychelles and archipelago in the Western Indian Ocean and Ethiopia since April 1982 remains focused on elevating engagements to new heights. He added, quote, your accreditation today is a testimony to the high level of commitment our countries attach to our engagement. In reiterating our sincere congratulations and in wishing you great success in your new tenure, rest assured, Seychelles is committed to further cementing the good friendship between our nations.
Seychelles is an island of 115 separate islands and got independence from Britain in 1976 and 1,500 kilometers to the east of the mainland Africa. By the way, it got its name from the Louis XV's finance minister, Jean Moreau de Seychelles, and that tourism sector is developed in that side. Officials said Ethiopia and China cooperation deepening more than ever. China had agreed to restructure the repayment period for some of its loan from 10 to 30 years to Ethiopia. As more.
Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed's administration has effectively negotiated relations with African and other countries, including China's cooperation that brought about tangible results, which have been translated into unprecedented financial grants. Cooperation with China has brought success in restructuring commercial loans to concessional ones, not to mention cancelling of debt interests. The Chinese government decision to support 12 kilometers with the central scale of the project beautifying Shega River's fight is also among the diplomatic success registered since Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed has taken office. Likewise, China has agreed to restructure the repayment period for some of these loans from 10 to 13 years and the repayment period for 60% of these external debts. As well, Chairman of the National People's Congress of China and Speaker of the Congress, Li Hanshu, has reaffirmed that China is determined to strengthen its diplomatic relations. Similarly, government officials, including the Premier, have expressed to Li Ethiopia's clear development policy and demonstrative development support from countries like China that played a significant role in the country's endeavor to achieve its development agendas. As a result, currently the bilateral relations is multifaceted and keeping the economic growth of both countries promising, and many Chinese companies are engaged in several development projects like industrial park, road and building constructions, telecommunication and electricity works. Similarly, China's ambassador to Ethiopia, Tan Zhan, said, as the ambassador here, together with my staff, will do our level best to broaden and deepen our cooperation with Ethiopia. Equally, Ethiopia's National Green Development Program collaborates with China Belt and Road Initiative, which also highlights green development. Chinese President Xi Jinping underlined that China must pursue a model of sustainable development featuring increased production, higher living standards and healthy ecosystem. Reiterating lucid weather and large mountains are invaluable assets, Ambassador Tan mentioned. President Xi also launched a green development initiative which will undertake 50 projects for green development and ecological and environmental protection in Africa.
Wallagga Zone Education Office evaluated its annual work performance. Discussants vowed their commitment to enhance education quality. Fukad Burhanu.
Wallagga Zone Education Office has evaluated work performance of 2018-19 fiscal year with various stakeholders, active participation of public on education development and quality, improvement of access of education, good performance of applying education quality circle, finalizing projects are among strengths achieved in the fiscal year. However, the Education Office fails to ensure action-based adult education and standardized leadership of education. Some experts of Wallagga Education Office said they will work with due attention to solve the limitations in the upcoming year.
We have already identified our limitations. We are ready to solve these problems in 2019-20 through strengthening education quality circle. To do so, public participation and a piece of schools are very crucial.
pilaarii sana ja'an lafa qabsiisuudhaaf.
Even though we have done many jobs on education quality ensuring package, still there are some gaps, especially on schools improvement program. There is also lack of books and ICT materials. These problems will be solved in the upcoming year.
On the conference, the office has also discussed the education plan of 2019-20 budget year. Vice Head of Qellem Wallagga Education Office Kennesaa Qalbeessaa noted that the discussion is very important to ensure quality of education through increasing public participation.
The discussion is very crucial to improve access of education in our zone. Our people have been registering their children for schooling more than any other time because there is coordination workers at all levels. We have also improved the standard of leaders in order to bring education quality.
Deputy Chief Administrator of Qellem Wallagga Zone, Kaasaun Ayyala, for his part underscored that the zone administration is working to solve problems of teaching and learning seen in the sector, being with education office.
Residents of Gore town of Ilubabor zone complained of the destruction of heritages. The Ethiopian Authority for Research and Conservation of Cultural Heritages noted that it has planned to renovate the heritages. Tamaskan Mulatu has more.
Gore town of Ilubabor zone is one of the Ethiopian ancient towns. There are a number of heritages found in the town as evidence for its long-lasting age. Process owner of Tourism and Promotion of Ilubabor Zone Culture and Tourism Office, Tamasgan Korchi, underscores that Gore town used to be a capital of the country for a short period of time, and the British established their consulate in Gore town to dominate the trade routes of the area at the time.
Their first interest, I think, for the commercial interest. When you see the Port Sudan, that is a big port, they were importing every industrial produce from Europe through Port Sudan, and they import to Ethiopia, okay? Export to Ethiopia. When you see in the case of Ethiopia, there is a traditional commodities, okay? In the case of civet cat, ivory, gold, wax, and so on. And they were based on exporting these traditional commodities to the British. And this attracted the British to establish the Gore consulate in 1906, European calendar, okay?
Some residents of the town have told OBN that their town's cultural heritage are on alarming states.
Banki Abyssinia, Injigi. There
were Abyssinia Bank and prison houses which have long here in the town, and other heritage too, but they are destroyed. With the Federal Research and Conservation of Cultural Heritage Authority expert for heritage conservation, Salamawit Gitacho, for her part, said that about 22 cultural heritages are found in Gore town. Most of the time, if the people of the given area are alert enough, they are able to promote their heritage and get attention, unless it is difficult. Gore town heritage got recognition among us last year. Before 2 years, I have observed that there are heritages which needs maintenance in Gore town. Residents of the zone have raised critically the case of Gore town's heritage. Salamawit further noted that the started maintenance of British consulate found in Gore town will resume in the coming Ethiopian budget year. Due to different factors, the maintenance of British consulate was delayed, but we have assessing the possibilities to restart its maintenance. Hopefully, we will resume it through collaboratively working with Oromia Culture and Tourism Bureau. Deputy Head of the Oromia Culture and Tourism Bureau, Admasu Wagari, for his part, suggested that his bureau have a plan to nurture and preserve the cultural heritage found in Gore town, as well as others, through cooperatively working with the Federal Research and Conservation of Cultural Heritage Authority.
It is, of course, not a must for the public to shout for the renovation of these heritages. And Gore was the capital of Ethiopia when Finfinne was invaded by Italian invaders during the fascist era, when Haile Selassie I, the emperor, was in exile in England. Later, of course, he came back through the Sudan with General Wingate, and the school named after him, now college in Finfinne City, Wingate, General Wingate. He was governor of the Sudan. Thanks for watching. Have a good time.